you're crazy. Cause baby, you're crazy.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Eurovision video, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you my detailed review on the Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of the Fire Saga Netflix film. How exciting, I hope you guys have watched it. If you haven't watched it, warning, spoilers ahead. So I mean, go and watch it and then watch this review. You won't be disappointed. I need to clarify and just say, you may have seen my reaction to the trailer and you may have seen my reaction to Volcano Man. This review is completely different, so buckle up, you're in for a ride. Now, first of all, as I've aforementioned, I was absolutely bricking it because I looked at the trailer and I looked at Volcano Man and I wasn't too impressed. So when I went to have a look on Netflix, I typed in Eurovision, scrolled down and I saw this poster and I thought, if this poster is advertising the Netflix film, then I'm gonna absolutely hate it. It looks tacky, it looks a little bit like Blades of Glory. And I thought, oh dear, here we go. However, I was saved slightly because I did see that it said in association with the EBU. They're not gonna let us down, surely. They're not gonna make us a laughing stock, because that was my main concern. My main concern was that we were gonna look like weirdos and we weren't gonna look like proper people, and the Americans and other people were gonna say, oh my God, they're so weird. So is this like the X Factor or Europe's Got Talent? That was literally my first thought. Because I get it, this is a bit of a cash cow for Netflix, because it's a great opportunity to introduce Eurovision to a whole new audience when you've got big names such as Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell and Pierce Brosnan, but at the same time, it's got that massive appeal to Euro fans already, which is the majority of Europe. It was bound to get viewers, no doubt. Which in turn made me think, oh, it's going to be lazy and it's going to be an excuse to throw whatever they want at this movie. I just wanted us to be represented well and not look crazy. Just don't type in Eurovision YouTubers on Google, because then we do look crazy. So we bit the bullet and I pressed play. And throughout the entire film, 2 hours or so, I wrote down a lot of notes. Don't you worry, you're not going to get this in note form. I've sat down and written a detailed review on what I think of the movie. From a non-Euro fan's perspective, from a Euro fan's perspective, the positives, the negatives, and overall vibe of the film. So I hope you're all ready and you've got your listening caps on. Let's go! Right, firstly, I need to commend Netflix and the production crew for all of their work and research on creating the Story of the Fire Saga. It was a captivating journey of Sigrid and Lars as they pursued their dreams to be representatives of Iceland at the Eurovision Song Contest. Within the feature, we saw a collective of comedy, romance, adventure, and underlying themes of pride, approval, and career versus dreams. It was very relatable. I feel that the relatable and endearing characteristics of the quirky antagonists Lars and Sigrid really made for a more gripping storyline. If they were idiots, you were not going to be into the film, people. Now, it's no secret that the film in part was aimed at a population of people that were completely unaware of Eurovision. And this is cleverly displayed by Lars, who acts as a guide for Sigrid, because Eurovision is his life, literally. You think it's your life, it is his entire life. But he acts as an expert and a guide for Sigrid, who really doesn't really have a clue what she's doing. And in turn, he is a guide for the audience. This is a very clever technique. So he acts as a kind of guide for the audience who are unaware of what's going to happen or the processes of Eurovision. He explains the processes from tech runs to revamps, but all in a comedic style which speaks to those members and Eurofans alike. In turn, we're shown everything from an artist's perspective, which is really refreshing for a Euro fan, but is possibly the wrong move for an audience who are unaware of what a fantastic spectacle and what a fantastic show Eurovision is, as a spectator. Don't get me wrong, I loved seeing it from an artist's perspective. I loved seeing the nerves they got when they saw the venue. I loved their experiences through the tech runs. But if you're watching this for the first time and you have no idea what Eurovision is, I really feel like you need to watch a Eurovision before watching this film. The scenes undertaken with the music bosses and executives are particularly clever, because we're taken through the process and what it's like from an executive point of view, with the pros and cons of winning the Eurovision Song Contest. Winning is great because you've won the contest, but also you've got a host next year, and these executives were saying that they couldn't afford it. And this is a very clever foreshadowing technique, because later on in the film, the topic of expenses really brings up a plot twist. Not gonna ruin it. However, this film is not all facts and figures. Comedy is placed in the film perfectly and diversely. We have slapstick and over-the-top comedy, which only complements the more subtle and understated moments. Now, the over-the-top comedy comes from, as you could probably tell, Will Ferrell's character Lars, and his celebration of a boat fire which actually burns all of the contestants in the national final, which in turn means that there is no choice but to send through Fire Saga to represent Iceland. I mean, if you really want to represent your country, that'll do it. But this type of comedy really complements the subtlety between Lars and Sigrid when they have little conversations about love in the music industry. There was no love in ABBA, and Simon and Garfunkel, or as he pronounces it, Seaman and Garfunkel. However, this comedy also transpires to the hard-hitting and underlying themes within the movie. Comedy used as a cushion to soften the impact of relatable themes such as a love struggle, grief, family dysfunction, career and determination, and the theme that I found more relatable being sensible and YOLO. Now, here's what you guys wanted to hear. When looking at this film from a Eurofan's perspective, there's so much right and there is so much wrong with this movie. The cliches in this film are real, 100%. And this is evident when looking at the entries for the Eurovision Song Contest within the film. We have a Lordi-inspired Belarusian singer. We have a good old Bucks Fizz clothes rip. San Marino's performers are literally head to toe in white. Year in, year out, we always have someone who is head to toe in white. We've seen a 21st century Viking who is literally the perfect blend of Europop, Rain Alexander, mixed with Rasmussen. It was perfect. And then we had Greece's entrant, which was a little bit of a spin-off of Better Love's staging. A bit random, bits of everything, everywhere, bit odd. I was down for the ride though. Additionally, there are so many nods to Eurofans alike that present jokes that only we would find funny and relatable. We love an inside joke. This comes from the Fire Saga suggesting to perform a Eurovision song at a club and actually being booed, to then proceed to performing a god-awful song called Ding Dong or something like that, and got applauded for it. Literally, the struggle is real. When I'm out with my friends, I'm like, oh my god, you need to hear this song from someone called Mahmood. It is perfect. Mahmood? Who's Mahmood? It's from Eurovision, you would love it. Eurovision, nah, I'll stick to playing Drake. The struggle is real. Also, the fans are echoed with stereotypes and typecasts. One particular moment comes from Alexander's party when he literally drags every entrant. He mentions the UK act Julia J, which is obviously a rip-off of Jessie J. He says, she came #1 in England's Got Talent 4 years ago. She's very good, but everyone hates the UK, so 0 points. Literally everyone in the UK would say that. We see Europop with Sweden, and there's even a quote from Lars echoing fans when he says, Americans, you come here and beep on everything. Goddamn Americans! Literally, that's what fans think about if America wanted to enter the Eurovision Song Contest. I thought that was very clever. That's the best thing about this film, it's inclusive, no one is safe. Now, one of my favourite parts of the films, the cameos were absolutely fantastic. My favourite part of the film to see the likes of Jamala, Loreen, Alexander Rybak, Bilal, John Lundvik, Netta, Salvador, Conchita, Wee Wee Blogs and Graham Norton. Just really cemented the effort the crew went to make this amazing for everyone. From Alexander's violin solo to Graham's sassy commentary. Perfect. It was like a huge celebration, especially when they all performed together. I was living my best life. Even the stage and the costume malfunctions were true to form. It's live TV, it's a novelty factor, the audience lapped that stuff up. We've seen our fair shares of oops moments. We just have to mention Suri and the stage invader. Hello, that's live TV, anything can happen. The cultural dress that Sigrid is given is even a nice nod to the native costume that we've seen in previous years. As fans, it's nice to follow the performers on their journeys. It gives insights to behind the scenes, from the tech runs to the music revamps we see every year, and their reaction when they see the venue that they're going to perform in. We don't know what it's like for them. We only know what it's like behind the screen, unless we look at all the backstage interviews, etc. Even the semi-final that they've shown gave me goosebumps, like in real life. I was that invested in the film. And to top it all off, we got a reference to Love, Love, Peace, Peace. This was evident when Will Ferrell in his performance was running around in a hamster wheel. Love, love, peace, peace, and a man in a hamster wheel. Solid advice as always, Mans and Petra. But to top it all off, the ultimate references for fans alike come from relatable quotes and moments through the film, showing Lars' first memories of Eurovision of him jamming out to ABBA. We all have our first memories of Eurovision. I feel like that gave me a connection to the character straight away. We had Sigrid's mum quoting, art comes from here, not from here. And that's relatable to me because I like to see an artist connect with their song and sing from their soul. And my ultimate quote from the film, Eurovision is much more than a competition. Music is not a contest. A perfect song is not the winning song, but what comes from the heart. As we all know, music is subjective and we all have different tastes and there are no right or wrong answers. It's about diversity, people. However, as a Euro fan, you didn't think that I'd miss out the discrepancies, did you? Of course there were things in there that we wouldn't agree with or we'd say, that wouldn't happen. Okay, let's try and keep this short and sweet. Number 1. Volcano Man is still a horrible mess and literally has no relevance within the movie. I feel like it was just used as a promotional tool. It was shown once and I thought, okay, like what? It has no relevance. Number 2, TV executive says, you know a song in Icelandic will never win the Eurovision Song Contest. Well, let me just stop you there. Iceland came 4th in 1990 with an Icelandic song. Also, an Icelandic song broke Iceland's non-qualification record in 2019. And all of the non-qualification songs were in English. Okay, they didn't win, but they had a really good chance. Number 3, quoting Alexander, everyone hates the UK, so 0 points. Okay then, Alexander, if everyone hates the UK, why is Scotland the hosting destination in this film? The UK must have won the previous year. Number 4, Russia's song is awful and does not represent them musically. It's more Latino and Hispanic. I'm getting those sorts of vibes. I actually prefer Volcano Man, and that's saying something. Number 5, the semi-final was an absolute mess. The clips show Italy and France in the scoreboard, and we all know that Italy and France would never perform in a semi-final because they're part of the Big Five, so they're automatically put through to the final. Also, this was quite funny. When Latvia received points, it didn't actually knock France down, it replaced them on the leaderboard. 7, why wasn't Eleni Ferreira a cameo when you randomly had Bilal and John Lundvik? Eleni was a movement, people. However, we did get to see a little bit of Fuego in the form of Demi Lovato over there. Number 8, the song change at the end in the final was totally unrealistic and would never ever happen. However, I get that it's for the purposes of the film, so I'll let this one slide. Number 9, Sweden's song in the final was a rap song. We would never have a rap song at Eurovision like that. I mean, it did have certain vibes of Penatos, but it was completely rap. Athena, chains on you, says hi. But to sum up this review, guys, I think the film is perfect when trying to please every possible audience, from Euro fans to casuals to first timers. It has slapstick comedy, inside jokes, all while being performed incredibly well throughout, with great characters. One scene perfectly encapsulates the film, when Lars and Sigrid are in a montage of being literally level 9,000 tourists. Salvador's winning song from 2017 is playing in the background. The juxtapositioning of the song's theme and the hilarious antics that the characters are getting up to pretty much sums up the whole film and sets the bar and the mood of the entire film. Basically, this represents that most people are enjoying the ride without actually noticing all of the Easter eggs and the hidden gems that us Euro fans would notice. So, well done to all involved, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was really dubious and worried that we would be a laughing stock, but all of the production team and all of the people involved in this film really went to town when doing their research and creating something with such a wide appeal. Even the credits at the end of the film had me. It had each person's name, but it also had the flag of where they were from, so it'd show you Will Ferrell with the United States flag. It'd have Rachel McAdams with a Canada flag. It was great. That was just another huge nod. So overall, my rating of the Eurovision Song Contest Story of the Fire Saga is 8 out of 10. I thought it was great. I can't wait to watch it again. It really put my mind at ease and I really enjoyed the ride. Yeah, there were some things that weren't realistic or there were some things that wouldn't actually happen. But it's a film. It's made for entertainment. There has to be a comedic value. There has to be some unrealistic things like the slapstick comedy or the little twist in the middle. It's just part of the film industry and I enjoyed the ride. It had a great factor of truth, a great factor of knowledge, and it did show you a good representation of what could happen at the Eurovision Song Contest. But guys, as always, that's just my opinion. What did you think? Please join in the conversation and comment down below what you think about the film. What did I miss? Were there some things that really stood out to you and you thought, how did you not mention this? Or were there some parts in there that you thought, that is so unrealistic, that's wrong? Also guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see me react to the songs that were used within the film, give this video a great big thumbs up. And before you go anywhere, don't you forget to hit the subscribe button and that cheeky little bell notification button, so then you can keep up to date with all of the Eurovision antics and the series that I've currently got running on this channel. So all that's left for me to say is thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care everybody, bye!
Express your desires and mental your thrive. Want you to feel